Hey, what's up guys, I'm the Davidic one, and today is the day after the Inktober drawing challenge ended. And I don't know about you guys, but that took a lot out of me, drawing every single day. But it was fun, and I'm pretty happy with some of the art pieces that I created. So I thought it'd be kind of cool if I put them all into one video and just kind of voice my thoughts over top of the video. So, hope you guys enjoy. So, this was day one of the Inktober drawing challenge, and I, to be honest, had no idea what I was doing. I didn't do any rough sketch underneath, and I just went straight into the inks, and as you can probably tell, it didn't turn out that great. So, this is the final result. It's two fighters in kind of a boxing ring. So, day two, I basically came in with the exact same strategy, just going straight into the inks and just coming up with whatever first came to my mind and drawing that. And this one didn't turn out exactly how I'd hoped either. So this is the final result. It's a person on the edge of a cliff trying to take a selfie. After that came day three, and I still came in straight with the inking, but I put a little bit more thought into the design of this one. So here's the final result of this one. It's kind of a bunch of animals being baited into traps by other ones. This one was day 4, and it was the first day that I actually read the rules and found out that it was okay to do a rough under sketch with a pencil as long as I inked over top. So it looked a little bit better. Here's the final product. And it's basically just one of those freeze challenges that you see all over YouTube. Next was day 5, and the prompt was build. So I decided to go with a Minecraft-esque landscape with a house, like a building, you know. I had a little bit more time, so this one turned out pretty good. Next was day 6, and the prompt was husky, and I was thinking, how can I be slick and different and not just do the same thing that everyone's doing, which is just a husky dog? So I decided to do a husky dog with a husky built person to kind of make it unique and different. So here's the final product. Day 7's drawing prompt was enchanted, and I was thinking, what's more enchanted than the Disney castle? So I decided to draw it, which ended up taking a lot more time than I expected, but I think it turned out okay. Here's the final product. Day 8's prompt was frail, and I thought, hey, what's more frail than a snail? And it rhymes, so it's pretty cool. Hence the snail, yeah. Next was day 9, and I was feeling pretty confident, so I hopped right into a person swinging a baseball bat at a ball because the prompt was swing, so yeah. But I didn't really like the outcome, so here it is. Anyways. Next day was day 10, and the prompt was pattern. So I thought I'd come up with kind of a cool Black Panther-esque suit which had like tiger stripes. And it sounded pretty cool, but then, I don't know, the rendering wasn't that great. But I liked it anyways. Here it is. Next came day 11's prompt, which was snow, so I thought I'd do kind of a cute scene with a brother and a sister in front of a window on maybe the first day that it snowed or something in the winter. So, you know, I was kind of in a Christmassy spirit, so that's what I came up with. The next day was day 12, and as soon as I saw that the prompt was dragon, I knew I'd have to do something pretty cool. And conveniently, it was the weekend, so I did have a little bit of extra time. So maybe I'll show this one off for a little bit longer, since I'm pretty happy with the result. Next was day 13, and the prompt was Ash, so I pretty much had to do something with Pokemon. So I basically just drew Ash from Pokemon, obviously, and a Charizard behind him. Yeah, well, I pretty much like this one quite a bit. It turned out pretty nice. Here's the final product. The next day was day 14 and the prompt was overgrown, so I decided to come up with a character and have him kind of overgrown with nature. So here's the final result. The next day was day 15, and as much as I would have liked to do some epic fight scene with a legend, since the prompt was legend, I didn't have that much time, so I ended up just coming up with a character, giving him a huge sword, and yeah, that's about it. This was also the first day that I started editing my pictures before posting them, so here it is. Day 16. The prompt was wild and I wanted to do a really cool jungle scene with someone trekking through it, but I didn't realize that it would take so much time to just draw a jungle. So I, didn't do that great on it, but I kind of liked it still. The next day was ornament, so I knew I wouldn't have that much time to work on it. So I decided to do a simple Christmas tree with only one ornament hanging off of it. This was day 17, by the way. Here it is. This was day 18, and it was the first day of a little trip I went on to Alberta, Canada, and yeah, I ended up arriving kind of late, so I didn't have too much time to work on this. Also, the camera angle is a little bit funny because, I had to stack a couple things to put my phone on top to record. But yeah, here it is. Oh yeah, and the prompt was misfit, so I did kind of a little comic booky thing. The next day was day 19, and the prompt was sling, so I decided to do kind of a David and Goliath fight scene. And this was also the day that I realized that the camera would be much better on an angle on the other side of my hand, so yeah, I changed it. The next day, day 20's prompt was tread, and since I was in the mountains, I decided to do kind of a portrait drawing with a person treading water in the middle of a mountain landscape. So here's the final result. Next was day 21, and the prompt was treasure. I was back in my element in my home recording studio, so I decided to do a treasure box monster thing, I don't know, with a bunch of treasure in it, but maybe it would clamp on your hand if you try to, steal some. So here it is. Next, on day 22, the prompt was ghost, which I'm kind of surprised they didn't do on day 31, Halloween. But I decided that I would do kind of a cute ghost with a person in front of it. I don't know what they're doing, but, I actually really liked how this turned out. Next, on day 23, the prompt was ancient, and I thought, what's one of the most ancient kingdoms of the world? And that's Egypt. So I decided to do some cool pyramid from Egypt, maybe some ancient eye or something. And here it is. On day 24, the prompt was dizzy, so I thought I might do someone getting hit on the head by another person who's holding a bat. And that's exactly what I did. So here it is. Day 25's prompt was tasty, so I decided to draw someone looking at my favorite food, which is poutine. And if you haven't tried poutine, you haven't lived. It's basically fries, gravy, and cheese in one glorious mixture. Here it is. Next, on day 26, the prompt was dark, so I decided to do kind of a It-inspired piece with a balloon and have someone staring up at some eyes and making the whole background dark. So here it is. On day 27, the prompt was coat, and this is another one of those days that I didn't have that much time, so I just did the first thing that came to my mind, which was a coat of paint. So here it is. The prompt for day 28 was ride, and the first thing that I thought of was a roller coaster ride. So I basically drew a roller coaster with a bunch of people on a drop. And yeah, that's about it. Next was day 29, and the prompt was injured. And at first I thought I'd do some like dragon or something with an injured foot, but then I ended up switching it up to a panda and just drawing a panda with an arrow sticking out of its leg. And yeah, that's it. Next was day 30, and at first I thought I was going to do a person fishing and like maybe catching a fish, but then I decided to do something a little bit cooler since it was nearing the end of Inktober, so I ended up doing a person catching a Pokemon, and yeah. Finally, on day 31 of the Inktober drawing challenge, the last day, I decided that I should probably do something a little bit different that would make this piece stand out a little bit more than the other ones. So I added a little bit of color with my Copic markers on the apple. Oh, and the prompt was right, so yeah, apple. And here is the final result. So much for sticking around to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, seeing all of my Inktober prompts in one video. Anyways, it was a bit long, so congratulations on making it till the end. Until next time, I'm the Divinity.